That's where we are. Right, let's have a look at the approach coming in. Does anybody know, is there a way of pinning? It's like, I'll show you what I mean. Normally, if I bring up Navigraph charts a second. There we go. Normally with Navigraph charts, what you can do is you can say, right, I'm going to EGPH, bring me the charts, and then you can say, approach, I'm going to be doing the ILS 24, so I'll pin that, right, and it will put it at the bottom of my list here. Yeah, but I know, Rainy, I know you can star them, but I don't see where they are. This is what I want to know. So if I go to, like, airport, right, so now I can build the list of charts I'm going to need. Now, when I go to the sim, and I do that, the approach ILS 2 was 3 ILS 24. So I press the star key on that, and then ground charts I'll have airport, and then usually parking stands, something like this. So now I've got them asterisk. Where are they? Load the airfare conversion, there's 2 buttons starred at all. The previous page. What do you mean on the previous page? On here? Ah, that's where they put it. Right. You see, okay. It puts them in there. So it puts them favorited under EGPH. That's interesting. So then, yeah, so you've basically got starred lists for each airport. Okay. That's different than how the desktop app works. You think you prefer this? I mean, yeah, I can see that. That is useful, because now you can sort of bring these up later. So what was our approach? We had inpip, didn't we? There we go. Cool. So when we get here to inpip, I think it'll show us on the flight path into here. So Tartan, we have to be flight level 70. Yeah, okay. So anyway, if we're expecting the ILS into runway 24, into destination data, speed error at Tartan. Speed error? Why is there a speed error at Tartan? 230. Yes, there is. Because it goes 250, 230, 250, so that speed is wrong actually. So presume we can just correct that. Override it to 230. Presume. In fact, by the time you get to PBD, you probably want to be a bit less than that anyway. You have to click the restriction first, then change it. I think by the time you get to PPD, we probably want to be going a bit slower. PPD is there. We definitely want to be going slower than that. Click the right select key in the waypoint and change the restrictions. So you click that. Speed 200. Speed constraint. So 230 at Tartan, 200 at PBD. I think we want to be a lower altitude by then as well, don't we? Because our PBD is over here somewhere. We kind of want to be coming in at 3,000 at that point. So maybe we should constrain it to 3,000. So here we'll say altitude constraint 3,000. What else did it complain about? It was complaining about a speed error and something else. I can't remember what. Actually, no. Actually, PBD was too early for that. It's CI24 we wanted to be at 3,000. We don't need that constraint. How do I clear that constraint then? I just do that. It's never go. You had your first flying lesson this morning. What, a real one? It says decelerate. Uh-oh, are we meant to be going down now? Blimey, that was quick. Yikes. Go away. We're already coming in. We need more drag, it says now, because I've done it a bit late. Drop the spoilers. We're a bit above profile, but it's coming back, look. We should be okay. Just a little bit late going into that descent. So we're not fully set up yet, so we need to do that now. HEPH. We do it here. Arrival. ILS24. It's already set, so the rad nav should be set. 108.9. 108.9 is correct. 300. Wait a sec. ILS 300 decision height. I'll get used to these views by the end of this. Actually, we're not putting the course in. 241. We're still above profile. That's not good. We've got the brakes out. Course is auto, really. I can't give you more drag, bro. Can't give you any more drag than you've got. We're not coming down quickly enough. I think we're gonna probably blow the limit on top, but we'll see. Performance data. I put course into the wrong place. Should have been that one. Descent, approach. What was the Q and H down there? Arrival, fresh. 1015. Yeah, that would appear to be correct. Temperature is 14 Celsius. And the wind is 230 at 16. What did I say the barrel was? 300. Config 3. I think that's done. We're coming back on profile. This should be interesting. Now there is an app to calculate stuff. EGPH runway 24, either METAR. However, I don't know how this app works. Manual land. Flaps full, auto thrust on. Not sure if the reversers work properly. We'll see. I'll try not to, Matty. Yeah, I'm not sure how you use this tool yet. You said add your landing weight. Yeah, we might have to come back to that. I don't know what my landing weight was. We'll figure that out for the next one. Let's get the... Okay, so we're coming in quite quickly now. Passing 10,000. Lights on. All the lights on. Henry, thank you for 70 months. I think we can probably kill the spoiler now. Right, where's my landing checklist thingy? Approach, ECAM status. How do we check the ECAM status again? Seatbelts, no smoking, that's all good. We probably want to arm spoilers at this point. So we'll arm the spoilers for medium brake. Approach type runway done, minima done, approach phase is, well, will be active. Auto brake, missed approach. Ecam memo, landing no blue. Ooh, a bit rusty on this bit. We may end up going around, you never know. It's a bit hilly up here. Not so good out of that window. That's Scotland for you. Oh yeah. Right. Anything I've forgotten? We could go flaps 1 now because we're VFE 230, wasn't it? Yeah. So after we make that left turn, that will arm the approach about here, looking for the glide slope. Transition altitude is either 5 or 6k usually in the UK. I can't remember what it is in Scotland. It might be 5k in Scotland, which is when you go from standard. Is it 6,000 for EGPH? Yeah, 6,000. So when we hit 6,000, we then press that, and it should be on 1015. think was what we worked out. Right, it's coming up on 6k. There we go. So 1015. Oh, that's more like Scotland. That's more normal. Right, is there anything I have to do on the overhead for landing? Done all the lights and stuff. We don't need anti-ice. There's no more prep to do on that. Cracking views. Alex, can you take the schedule command out the title, please? I think it might still be in there. .108.9, that's right. Cracking scenery, it really is. Right, we're going to arm the approach now. Should be capturing soon. Next time as a hangover. I know how it feels. Well, Devil Dude, I was planning to fly the 737 and then the Phoenix came out. We are above the profile right now. Right, glide slope localizer captured. Green. Is it going to land itself, or do we need to disconnect the autopilot and auto lander? Manual for the win. Yeah. It says it's got a full Cat 3 dual, so in theory this will land itself right now. Pretty stable approach so far. We've got literally a direct headwind, so it's perfect conditions. Right, should we disconnect?
$500.
Can't be a better hand flying.
100 above.
I'll probably bounce this, but we'll see.
Minimum.
Glide slope.
Nothing wrong with a glide slope. Give me a break.
Glide slope.
Beautiful.
50, 40,
Glide slope.
30, 20, retard, 40,
30,
30,
3, I had
20.
to try.
Retard.
Good cheese.
Oh, we're bouncing. A little bit of a bounce. Yeah, we're in. That's the main thing. Blimey, where's the turn-off point? Yeah, it was fine. For a first go, it was fine. Okay, there should be one coming up. Wasn't butter, but I need more practice. We made it, that's the important thing. Right, we'll just do a little bit of cleanup. Taxi lights. Don't need that anymore. Spinal injuries and concussions. I don't think it was that bad. It's a bit harsh on the landing gear, but, you know. I've seen worse. That wind was nice and steady down the nose, though. This is Echo. Main apron. I wonder if these have any active jetways. Yeah, it's the Orbex one. Should check out the interior of the terminal. Hang on, which line are we supposed to be on here? The one on the right? There's two different stop points. I'm guessing this one. The solid yellow. Rip. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. Is this one for wide body and that one normal maybe? Oh well, we'll have to go in here now, we can't really go over there. I was parking in the box. I should have probably just parked there, shouldn't I? Oh well. Mistakes were made. So, let's see. We should have... APU power is available. So we should be able to just go and cut these engines off. Should we put the APU bleed on now? Beacon light can come off. External power is available. Blimey. What's going on? It's rocked up already. No, Captain Flint, that was Volanta basically saying that my flight had ended. It detects the... Volanta detects you cutting the engines and then says, right, that's the end of the flight. Sugar Glider Dude, thank you, 39 months. So we probably want to go back here and commence deboarding. Services. I'm curious, what will it do now? Oh, the jetway, look at that, beautiful. We do have ground power. Does it not... Is it deboarding cargo? It says boarded 162. Shouldn't that be going down now? Oh, there you go. It's brought them in automatically. Nice. Alright, let's go to ground power. Turn that off, turn that off. Should be done, I think. Yeah, it looks like it started getting off very slowly. There we go. This is so cool, look at this. Not only do you see people leaving, but you actually see the weight and balance change as the cargo comes off. It's nuts. Yeah, that's a great drone position. What the heck? Is this how people normally just sit? Like... It's like fully 3D model. That's not a 2D thing. That's a 3D model of a person. Wow, that's... You know what that reminds me of? You know in Euro Truck, in the accessories mod, and there's a girl that you can put in the cabin that's got this like legs crossed kind of, you know, I'm not happy. It's a flight's late. This dude here, yeah mate, I'm just going on holiday. Yeah, innit? Is that his missus? Well, have you got he's got stomach problems. I don't think you should fly, buddy. Don't think you should fly today. Maybe he just got off my plane and he's like, oh, I feel a bit sick. This is the dodgy one. He's up to something. Tight jeans and pointy shoes, you know. Dodgy. Very dodgy. He's casual. Definitely going cash. Dixon's Travel? This is insane. Look at this. It's nuts. Accessorize. Like actual shops. Fat Face. Superdrug. This is so authentic, isn't it? A Michael Kors shop. Although they have copped out a little bit, if you notice. Like they've got the same stands of stuff. Like Michael Kors wouldn't look anything like this. They've copped out a little bit. Yeah. But I mean, how many people come in here anyway? Scottish Fine Gifts. Not being funny, but they look like normal things to me. Hugo Boss, all bar one. This is where we find the same people reused now. There you go. How many different poses did they get this particular woman to do? And then the worst of it is they put them next to each other. So the one on the left, they sort of said, right, just make it look like you're reading a book or something. And the one on the right, just make it look like you're really scary. Like you're really, really scary. That's him again. All bar one. Anybody want a drink? Dummy Monk, thank you for 62 months. Mr. Purple Haze, thank you for 87. This thing just goes on. Blimey, you can just walk around the whole terminal. This is where Matty pops up and he's like, yeah, I've been there. Actually looks like that. That is just bonkers detail. You wonder if baggage claim is modelled? I doubt it. But who knows? That's insane. I don't think I've ever seen the inside of an airport modelled quite so much. Hang on, should we go and look at the car park? Just look at the amount of cars here. And they're not like simple boxes, they're proper looking cars. Look at that. Fast park. Even the car park, although these floors have been cloned, and this Skoda is actually clipped into the pillar, but we'll ignore that. They've actually gone and done all this as well. Wait, can you walk down here? Oh, almost. You can almost walk in. I'm not supposed to be here, am I? Hang on. Let's get back into the... There we go. Back in the terminal. Brewdog. Yeah, it is genuinely unbelievable how much they've done. I mean, you think about it. Somebody has taken the time to go to Edinburgh Airport and literally walk round and somehow, I don't know. Like, if you go to an airport and start taking photos of everything, people start getting a bit, Mr. Kenko, how are you doing, sir? Thank you for the raid. Welcome, guys. Kenko, are you not flying today? I thought you'd be flying. From one Phoenix to another. Well, we just did the first flight from Liverpool up to Edinburgh. Now we've got to figure out where we want to go next. It's a pretty nice aircraft though, isn't it? Has to be said. Pretty nice. We're just admiring the modelling at Edinburgh. The Orbex Edinburgh is just unbelievable. Like somehow they've managed to do detailed modelling of the interior. It's huge. It says some failures into Paro and the Sunnis were incredible. Take the trip to Aberdeen. What, from Edinburgh? I don't think so. We can either go back down England or over to Ireland. This is some piece of work though. It really is. Huge amount of work. Is it? I don't know if it's photo scanned. It's just nuts how much detail there is. Dublin flight would be cool. Where's the tower? Wait, is that the tower? What the heck? They've got the world's poshest tower. Look at this. Yeah, I'm just hopping around the UK. I did have some problems with Dublin early this week. It kept, like, every time I spawned in Dublin, it would crash out. And I think I tracked it down to a Visual C++ runtime thing. So I'll reinstall my runtime libraries. I think it's okay, but we could fly to Dublin and it might crash to desktop. I don't know. That is very, very posh. Look at that. I've never seen a control tower quite like that. Wow, that's cool. That's pretty nifty. I like that. Yeah, I bet it does look good at night. They've even gone to the lengths of putting the screens up, look. All the screens of information. Wicked. But yeah, you can see it's all lit up. It's got some like lovely accented lighting going on. Really nice. But the amount of detail. All the line markings on the car park, bus, like arrival buses and stuff. Crazy. Anyway, right, should we start thinking about another flight? It's red and green at Christmas. How does the Phoenix work for like continuous flights? Is it okay? Or do you sort of quit the sim and come back in again? I don't know if I've got any scenery at Belfast, if I'm honest. There's no need to sim restart. Okay. Yeah, like I say, I've got. Yeah, cool. Super easy to say around. Nice. I've got. We can go back to. Well, we go back to Liverpool, Manchester. I think I have Manchester. I can't remember. Trouble is, I can't check the scenery easily. Actually, I can check the scenery if I go to packages. I've got Dundee's too small. Stapleford's too small. I've got London City, but trying to land this in London City, I don't think so. I've definitely got Stansted Community 1. Mailbox Airport, let me see. I don't know if I've got anything for Luton. But, I mean, it would be default Luton. I don't know what Luton's like by default, though. London City would be fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I have the Community Gatwick. 1 second. If I jump to... Yeah, I have Cardiff. I have EGSS, that's Stansted. I have Gatwick. I have Southend. Southend's nice. They have EasyJets, or did. I think we got rid of them now. Don't have Bristol. Glasgow. You might as well drive. Yeah, maybe what we do is we come down to either Gatwick or Stansted, maybe. Or Gatwick, Stansted or Southend. So come back down to a London airport, and then we could go across to Dublin. And then back over either to Edinburgh or Glasgow, something like that. Actually, Dublin to Glasgow is quite a short hop, isn't it? Dublin to Glasgow would be quite a short run, I think. I said, no, it'd be about an hour probably. Might be okay. Gatwick gets to see a bit of London, in theory. Yeah, I don't know if we've got scenery for Inverness. We'll have to go. I don't know if I've got anything for Inverness. I haven't got anything in the community folder, so I don't think Orbex does anything for Inverness. Why don't we go to Gatwick then? Let's try that. EGKK. Let's bring up a flight plan in SimBrief. For time check, you can use little nav map. Not sure what you mean. Let's go new flight. UK 2000 does what for Microsoft Flight Sim? I bought a load of UK 2000 scenery for P3D. I'm guessing I have to buy them all again for Microsoft Flight Sim. Or would they give me a hefty discount, do you think? Products, UK 2000 scenery. Microsoft Flight Sim new. But now. What's this? But now. Glasgow 2020 Microsoft Flight Sim. Oh, they've got Luton, look. They've got Luton, Bristol, Inverness. Can't I just look at products from Microsoft Flight Sim? The HD range. £15 each. This is what I hate about Flight Sim, right? Is you just end up spending money. You know, it's like 15 quid here, 15 quid for that. On a flight to here, 15 quid. The price just racks up. Isle of Man. I think I have a Cardiff. I'm not sure where from though. UK 2000 Luton. What, this one? Like, how can you just come out and say that? Good frame rates. That's such a relative term. $14.99 special reduced price for those customers who do not own Luton. £10 for existing customers. Oh, so in theory I could log in and get it for a tenner instead of 15. That's what that's saying. Maybe I'll buy a few of these for tomorrow. We can do some stuff tomorrow. Although it would be nice to go further afield. I'd take it out to Mallorca or somewhere like that. That'd be cool. I love flying to Mallorca. Anyway, so we're gonna go right. Pick a number. Pick a flight number. Well, we're going to go on to Gatwick. I think London City's a bit meh. 852, gents. Let's take 852. EGPH. EGKK. Airframe A320. Departure runway 24, fine. Arrival 26 left. That is... Wait a minute, which one did they use at Gatwick? Because one of them's inactive. It is left active, isn't it? I think right's inactive. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the bigger one, isn't it? The one in between it and the apron, I think, is the one that's inactive. At some point, Ninja Cat, yes. Right, let's have a look at the routing. So we've got... I'll make that a little bit wider. We have got Down the west coast. Over the top of Liverpool. Interesting approach. I would hope that we could do something better than that for our arrival. Yeah, we want to land on runway 26, but we're going to come in northbound. Yeah, exactly, Devil Dude. You want to know what you're doing. So if the controller gives you something to do, you can do it. DC 88, 53 months. You also want to make sure your sim's stable and the plane is good. You know what you're doing. Normally get vectors from Holly. So are we down in the territory of sticking waypoints in again? Why does it go to Willow exactly? What's that? That's in one. This VATSIM one is a lot, pushes you out a lot more to the west, doesn't it? That seems to be more the standard. Let's take the NATS one. We'll have to figure out the approach again. You can't really come in from the north because they don't really want you flying over London. Well, you've also got to go around Heathrow. That's the problem. You can't come over Luton and Stansted and Heathrow, so they have to come in this way. But I would expect them to have something that guides aircraft that way, because that is a weird arrival in essence. We'll go with that, figure it out. There's a transition from Holly. We'll have to figure that bit out next. Let's have a look. Okay. 6.7 tons of fuel. You go via timber, which sets you up for the ILS. Turn departure is valid for jets as long as you're going out via Y96 airway. Details. It's got a TLA SID, TLA 6 Charlie. Direct to keypad. I like that. Keypad. A cool name. Right, let's bring up Navigraph and see if we can figure out something a little bit better. Yeah, keypad and kebab, my favourite waypoint names. So, all these different arrivals you could go with. There's one here called, is that Mid 1X? That's quite nice. Although that kind of weirdly brings you in a loop there, and then presumably you'd have to get swung back that way. What did it say on the flight plan we were getting? 1 sec. Use a Desert 1 Golf, you can then self-vector because there's a weird hole thing at Holly. Yeah, I was just looking at it. It said it's got us down for a Desert 1 Golf coming in. Approaches. It's got ILS 26 left via Willow. But that is the weirdest thing. What is that? Sniffer, thank you for 77. Britale 76, thank you guys. Thank you for your kind words as well, DC. The loop is standard with a hold at the end. Usually it just says it's no delay, leave waypoint X heading 123. Right, so normally, so what you're saying is they normally bring you in here and then put you in a hold. Or if there's no queue, they sort of just chuck you straight out. Go direct. Is that what you're saying? Sensor, thank 52. The correct approach, but after Holly directs, you may intercept. Right. How do you get this thing to show the actual waypoint names? Yeah, you don't really want to do that. So I guess what we could do is we could put this in and then put the Willow, was it Willow? Yeah. The Willow approach. And then just reconfigure it, just knock that waypoint out, or that one. Just go from here, straight there. Gap the graph from the North is strange, I assume you keep away from Heathrow traffic. Yes, there's no doubt about it. I just find it a bit odd what happens here, but I think it looks like the thinking is they pull you into a hole pattern here. Or just let you go. Self-effective from Holly to its arrival. Okay. Right then. Let's go again. My flight. Okay, go on. Completed. Import next flight. It's very clever, this EFP. EGPH, EGKK. Nice. I mean, even just little things like being able to bring up Meta in your tablet, even things like that just saves you time. Looks like now what I want to know is if I say load aircraft here, will it then automatically deploy the cargo and start loading? Oh, sorry. My bad. Yeah, sorry. If I go to here and then say load aircraft, will it then automatically bring out the cargo and start loading, or will I have to do that as well? That was my question. I guess we could find out and just try it. It's automatic, Kenko. Alright, let's try, mate. Let's give it a go. We'll go load, we'll go 9 minutes just to give us some time. And then we'll see what it does. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's just a thing. It's opened the doors. Right, let's get on with this while we're here. Minute request. Actually, do I need to go back via this one first? I don't know, investor. Honestly don't know. Right, EGPH, EGKK. Wow. France as a alternative. We can do init request. Plan uplinked. Easy 852, cost index 32. Flight 310 planned. A squirrel livery. Yeah. We used to have squirrel liveries. I never had a squirrel livery for the Airbus, I don't believe. Maybe I'll have a chat with Amir, see if he... I'm sure he knows guys who do liveries. They've got like 180 of them. I'd love to get a nice livery for this. It'd be nice. Sure, the alternative is Manchester, not Paris. I think it depends. It's like a weather thing, isn't it? The paint kit's not out yet, so who knows, but people have done so. Yeah, I can't remember Diamarca. Honestly, can't remember. I don't know if Jack Sims can do it anymore, Alex. He's too busy driving trucks and trying to fly them off, you know, off runways and stuff. Flight plan, let's see. So, EGPH... my departure up. Departure was TLA 6 Charlie. 124. Insert. Let's go plan. Go back and finish Subnautica 0. I never really started it properly, if I'm honest. I just started playing around with it. Okay, looks good. So that currently goes down to Dissit, doesn't it? Was it another GoSam departure? On my briefing? One sec. We can get that up from... I'm trying to think, is it here or here? It's not here, is it? Where does it show my route information? What can I see in here? Where can I see the flight plan? I've got it displayed in Volanta, but I don't know where I can display in here. It's not there, it's not there. Pilot briefing. Is that this one? Yeah, looking at this one, it's got TLA 6 Charlie. Which is what I've just punched in. And then it's got the Dissit 1 Golf arrival. It's down here. That's 26 left. Dissit 1 Golf. And that's that, isn't it? There's no transition to do, so punch that in. And that should give us a very different thing. Transition approach via. What do you mean? Talk me through what you mean though. Two six left. Arrival. You mean this? Approach via? And then Timber or Willow? Is that what you mean? Zinshouse, 106 months? Dude! Fly me to the moon. That's insane, 106 months. Thank you so much, Zinshouse. You would be Willow from Dis. Yeah, that's the problem, is it's like memory now, isn't it? Dissit 1 Golf. I think the end waypoint was Willow. put Willow in, what does that then do to the flight length? Right, so that would then... It kind of gives you a loop pattern coming in. I presume this is your descent, gives you a chance to descend here, doesn't it? So you come into Holly, then you make a left turn to Willow, and then you kind of loop back and get out to May. But this gives you an opportunity to sort of set up properly, wouldn't it? Take Willow and D114 vector. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's doing, isn't it? Holly, Willow, D114, May. It possibly is the whole pattern, but it also is a descent point, isn't it, really? I tend to take a couple of waypoints out for the sake of simplicity. You could do, as long as there's no bizarre minimum restriction coming in, I guess. Willow's there to need to hold if necessary. If you're not VATSing, just go Holly mod. Holly mid. As in knock out Willow and Holly. Knock out Willow and D114. Don't bill me, thank you for 72 months. Yeah, we just go Holly then May, don't we? So here, we don't want Willow and D114, but there's constraints here, but May's got a constraint anyway. So I take it the easiest way to clear is clear these two out, isn't it? Because on like the 737, I could click May, and then I could click it here, and it would just pull that up and delete those two. What is the simplest way to do that on the Airbus? Well, the direct button is what you use when you're in flight, right? So you just go direct May. But how can we set it up now like that? So you have to clear them manually. You see, I think the 737's better in that regard. You type in the waypoint and overlap it. Overlap it. See, in the 737, I click May, but I can't. And then I click there.
Here is a new airport to fly to, and remember to say hi to Whiteland.
Trondheim. Benner. Is that Trondheim? Hang on. Let me try and get that URL out of OBS. Oh, it's been a pain. Yeah, Ivan, I just wondered if there was a nicer way of doing it. Aerosoft Trondheim Vans, €15. That looks pretty nice. Alright, we'll have to, maybe for tomorrow, don't bill me, but it's a bit of a hop over to Trondheim. Thank you very much, though. Thank you, Benner. Yeah, so we have to, I guess, just clear Willow out, and then clear D114 out, and then clear the disco out, and then insert that. Having first checked what it's going to do. I do think the 737 does that a bit more nicely. Being able to just collapse entire sections. But, you know, we got what we wanted, so it's fine. So maybe we have a constraint of 4,000, that's fine. We're down to 220 at that point. We should be able to manage that. Okay, cool. Let's get out of there, let's get out of there. How's the boarding going? It's probably done. Boarding complete. Which means we can bring in our final load sheet and stuff. Let's see, menu, receive messages, load sheet. You can click on the start point and enter the next point in waypoint to collapse it. Yeah, so click on the first one and then say next waypoint is May, and that would do the same thing. Yeah, it's a bit counterintuitive, but I get what you mean. I think that would work nicely. We need to put in some... I've forgotten the init page. Yeah, we need to put this in. So block fuel was it 6.6 or something? 6.7. Not yet, Zintaus. Not yet. Real soon, mate. Real soon. The aircraft is away for, what, 5 days at the moment, I think. Right. 60.2, 31.5. That's that done. Two 4 dry, sync final sheet. Sync the weather 1016. You take flight training classes in your hometown. 2 weeks ago was your first solo. You haven't had a chance to solo since the weather. How was your first solo? Because I never forgot mine. I actually found the first solo was more significant for me personally than actually passing my exam, which sounds stupid. But by the time you've got to your exam, you already know that you know what you're doing, if that makes sense. When you're on your first solo, you're unproven. You've never flown a plane on your own before. So when you land, it is just the best thing. Thank you for 65 months, Amy. 141, 141, 144, flaps 163. Exactly, Jamie. that feeling of throttling down the runway, leaving the ground and thinking, well, there's only me is going to get this plane back now. It's all down to me. The buck stops right here. It's certainly something. Little iffy on the landings. It's all practice. And like you say, anything you can walk away from. I think that's all set up. We should now put that into... Accept that. Should really got the numbers from here, but I expect they're the same. Cool. Let's just remind ourselves where we are here. Okay, so when I'm pushing back, that's fine. Just cope with it. Thank you for 63 months. You get better the more you do, and even then, everyone has a bad landing. They do. It's true. You can get caught out by a little gust of wind, little wind shear. You know, it happens. You're coming in, you think you're on a lovely stable approach, and the last minute, some bit of wind comes over a bush, and you're like, whoa! Boink. Does not give you a THS setting on the EFB. THS setting on the EFB. Do you mean on not on this bit? Yeah, I can't put down 0.3 because we don't have the hydraulics yet, so I can't do that yet. I don't think. We've got to wait till we've got engines going before we can set that. Trim's optional. Everything's optional on this. He was flying a 172 a week or two ago, and the landing ended up being less stable than I wanted. Yeah, the trouble with the high wing is it's an amazing at floating down. The problem is when you get near the ground, the wind can still get under that wing, and it has a tendency to lift. You get a crosswind, it tends to lift the wing a bit more. Anyway, shall we kick off the APU? Put seatbelt signs on now. Start that up. You can change the wear and tear to make it look clean. What, in the plane in general, you mean? I thought the barrel was 1015. 1016. Broken 3000, that's fine. Nice weather. Decent day. Well, a plane that I'm going to be flying is a Sakata TB200. And that's like a bigger PA-28 with a variable pitch prop. So I've not flown it yet, but I've heard it's a lot more planted, even than a PA-28, which felt planted. We need to push that in, we need to push that in. What I haven't done is looked at the charts yet, which I need to do. Let's bring up some charts while we're waiting for the APU.